Good morning, everyone. Hope you're well. It's a pleasure to be with you on this magnificent Monday morning. And so I would like to, first of all, say hello to everybody who is tuning in now or will tune in later. It's always a pleasure and a privilege to serve you. And what I'd like to talk to you about this morning is very straightforward. So I would like you to take the time to read the post. So there's a bit of information. Morning, Judy. Absolutely lovely to have you with us this morning, to have you with me. So as usual, what I'd like you guys to do is to start by telling us why you're here, what you're looking to get from the espresso shot. So that's the very first thing that I'd like you to do. There are habits that successful people get into that really help them. And one of them, I believe, as a solopreneur working from home for most of you, would be to have a ritual by which you not only start your day, but you start your week. And that's why I created the espresso shots, so that you would have this rendezvous or this appointment with your mentor and with the rest of the community in the Legends, and everybody would tune in and get their heads in the right space so that they would prepare for a wonderful week. And there you go. So that's the reason why this exists here. Now, take a moment to think about why you're here, and I'd love to read in the comments what your thoughts are, just to see what makes you tune in here. Now, I wanted to just take a few moments this morning and make the espresso shot about public holidays, given that today is a public holiday here in Victoria. And it's always the debate in my head. So what do I do? Is it just another Monday, or is it a public holiday for me as well? Now, for most of my life, pretty much I'd say for 99.9% of my life as an entrepreneur, I ignored public holidays and I showed up to work, even up to at some point, the 24th of December, or sometimes just straight after Christmas. I used to feel what I call FOMO for entrepreneurs, so the fear of missing out for entrepreneurs. And also the second thing that kicks in is the it's never finished, or the job is never finished syndrome that a lot of entrepreneurs feel. And so I wanted to bring that to your attention today, and I would love for you to take a moment and reflect on that. Ask yourselves, am I turning into this workaholic person who never stops and therefore is headed straight for a burnout? Or am I allowing myself to stop and take a break as a normal human being? Am I being as kind to myself as an employer would be? And therefore, what's my stance on public holidays? Do I want to work on a public holiday, or should I embrace the fact that most people are on holidays and give this day a miss from work? And so it's a great debate, and the context in which I'm bringing it to your attention is prevention of burnout, because as entrepreneurs, we're the only ones putting context or putting rules around how much we work and when we stop. And so if you remember in December when we did our planning for the whole year, we talked about first scheduling the holidays. And I think I should have mentioned, and it didn't even occur to me then, that it's highly recommended that you would block out the public holidays and you would enjoy a 3-day weekend here and there, or a 4-day weekend here and there, as others do. Right? And it's really a challenge. Thanks, Ian, for the thumbs up. So it's really a challenge as entrepreneurs to be kind to ourselves and allow ourselves to stop and to rest and to recharge. But we have to. for our sake, for our family's sake, for the health of our relationship with our husband, our wives, our children, and also for the vitality and the health of the community that we serve. Because if we're drained, if we're tired, if we're emotionally all over the shop, then we can't be present and we can't serve. So for everybody's sake, starting with us, I would really highly recommend that from today, you go back to your annual plan that you did in December and you add the public holidays into your calendar as holiday days for you. If you need to justify it, say Nat said so, and therefore I'm going to take the public holiday for myself too. So I will today absolutely follow my own recommendation and I will take the public holiday. So I wanted to come this morning and have this conversation with you because I committed to being here with you every Monday. Now, going forward, I'm going to have a beautiful schedule that you guys can consult. I think I can have that sit in the group as well. There are heaps of features of the group that I have now discovered that I want to get better at using to serve you better as well. And so I'll make everything available so you'll know exactly what to expect, when to expect the service, when to not show up because there's nothing going on here, and maybe use the same type of planning for your own groups and your own communities. And so before we go, because I did say I wasn't going to take more than 10 minutes for the espresso shots. Before we go, I want to bring it back to the purpose of the espresso shot. And so I would love for you to answer 5 questions today. They're typed up and they're going to be available when I press end broadcast. So the first one is, at the end of January, we did a reflection on how we performed in January. And I think it's important to look back month by month, how we go, so that we can keep track over the year of how we're performing in a period of 4 weeks. So together we are accountable every week, but I'd like you to have a sheet where you say, where you can see the trends. So January, February, March, April, how are you performing? Are you getting better results? Or are you sometimes on holidays and therefore there's a bit of a dive in your results? What's the trends? Yeah. So as you know, I think it's important that we have at least 6 to 8 weeks off every year because of how intense our work is. But once we know when we are mainly resting, then we can focus the energy in the other months to achieve our annual plan, our annual objective for income. So the first question that I'm putting in the questions today, in the 5 questions, what was your objective for February 2018? The second one, what was your total income banked for February 2018? The third one is, how much have you banked in the last 7 days and what's your objective for this week? And then exactly what action or actions are you going to take this week to ensure that you will get paid this week? So they're my 5 questions. So 2 are in retrospect of the month of February. 2 are about last week and this week. And then the last question is to focus you on the task at hand. What will you be doing this week in order to make sure that you get paid? And this week can start tomorrow. It's okay if it's a public holiday. I was going to be cheeky and say you have my permission, but you know that you're your own boss and you, as your own boss, can give yourself the permission to take the day off. So I love you very much. I hope you have an amazing, amazing day today. If you're taking the holiday, if you're working, make it productive, make it count. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the live mentoring session on Zoom. Have a great week. Bye-bye.